helpers on farms, on the battlefield, and in modern times in races and beauty competitions, because making money is a very human trait. From the Friesian horse to the legendary green monkey, here are the 20 most beautiful and expensive horses in the world. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 20. Friesian horse breed. Now, you might be thinking that this list is only about individual horses and their prices, but that's not exactly the case here. While some horses can be worth a fortune on their own, there are also breeds known for being incredibly expensive and, consequently, highly sought after. One such breed is the Friesian horse. This breed originated in the northernmost region of the Netherlands and is one of the oldest in the world, existing since at least the year 1251, if not earlier. This means these horses are just a few decades away from reaching 900 years of existence. What is immediately noticeable about Friesians is that they are large horses, not just bigger than average, but also robust, with thick bones and a dense mane. Additionally, they are known for their luxurious appearance. Interestingly, they only come in one color, black, and while that might seem unusual, black horses do have an impressive look, which would make them perfect for stealth operations. With their imposing build, it's no surprise that they were used in real battles as well as medieval jousting tournaments. Nowadays, however, they are more commonly used on farms, where their strength certainly makes a difference. Number 19. The green monkey. Now, let's talk about individual horses, starting with the most expensive horse ever purchased, the green monkey. Yes, someone actually gave a horse that name. During his lifetime, he was considered by many to be a one-of-a-kind horse in history, which explains his exorbitant price. But how expensive exactly? Well, he was sold for no less than $16 million. Just take a moment to think about how many horses you could buy with $16 million. You could build an entire ranch and live surrounded by horses for the price paid for a single animal. In case you didn't know, Green Monkey was a racehorse, and an excellent one, which justified his high value. But beyond that, he was also used for breeding, meaning his genetics were sold to produce new horses in the hopes of creating even more valuable descendants. Basically, they were renting the horse for reproduction, something quite common in the world of elite horses. Unfortunately, Green Monkey had to be euthanized due to health issues, but he remains a prime example of just how far people are willing to go when it comes to valuable horses. Number 18. Arabian horses. Now, I'm going back to talking about entire breeds to cover one of the most revered horse species, not just for its lineage, but also for its capabilities. I'm talking, of course, about the Arabian horse. At first glance, paying between $5,000 and $10,000 for an Arabian horse might not seem like much, especially when compared to the green monkey. However, that's just the base price for a common Arabian horse. If you want a top-tier one, the price will increase significantly. But here's the real standout feature. It's not just their looks, although they are absolutely stunning. What truly makes them valuable is their strength and endurance as both workers and racers. Arabian horses developed in the Middle East, constantly facing the scorching sun and desert sands. Over time, this allowed them to develop unmatched strength and stamina compared to other breeds. Because of this, many of these horses are used in legendary and infamous endurance races, as they are naturally built to cover long distances with ease. Of course, as long as they remain injury-free. Additionally, they are highly sensitive and empathetic, capable of understanding their owner's needs, something you don't see often in other breeds. All these factors combined make this horse worth every penny. Number 17. Fusaichi Pegasus. Fusaichi Pegasus is a legend in horse racing, and for reasons that will leave you astonished. That's because this horse competed in the most valuable race of all time, and considering how much people bet on these competitions, that says a lot. Fusaichi Pegasus came from the bloodline of a Triple Crown legend, Mr. Prospector, who had already produced some impressive descendants. But when it came to Fusaichi Pegasus, his owner knew he had a true Superman in his hands. And he was right. By 1998, the horse was already breaking records on the racetrack, and when he started winning consecutively and setting financial records, it became clear that he was a horse for the ages. He won the Kentucky Derby with 9-5 odds, doing so in the 7th fastest time in the race's history. He may not have secured the Triple Crown, but he competed in some of the most important races in the world, and that alone speaks volumes. Number 16. Thoroughbred horse. Without a doubt, many of you have heard the term thoroughbred. Being a true thoroughbred means having a refined and proven lineage, ensuring that the best traits of the parent horses are passed down and enhanced. In this breed, descendants are always bred to surpass their predecessors. But what some people forget is that, while thoroughbreds are the top choice for races worldwide, their value doesn't end when their racing career is over. That's because they find new roles in other areas, such as pulling carriages, like the ones seen in city tours, or even serving as riding school horses. Since these horses are carefully refined through selective breeding, they truly become greater than the sum of their parts. And for those who breed and sell them for racing, if you manage to maintain their purity and register their lineage, especially if it comes from legendary horses, the sky is the limit in terms of price. For example, if you're looking for a basic racehorse, you might find one for around $1,000 to $10,000, depending on its name and purpose. But those with elite lineage? Well, those can easily reach $100,000 without even breaking a sweat. Number 15. The Akhal-Teke horse. When you hear the word domesticated, you probably think of dogs, cats, and how they are trained to be good pets for humans. But here's the trick: this also applies to horses, and this breed was the first to be domesticated by humans. The Akhal-Teke was bred for a specific purpose: speed and endurance. But if you look at this horse, you might notice something a bit unusual. When you think of certain horse breeds, including many on this list, you probably picture strong, muscular horses built for power. But the Akhal-Teke? Well, it's known for being slim and narrow. This actually turns away many buyers, as most prefer larger, more muscular horses. But for those who understand just how special this horse is, its value is undeniable. It is one of the rarest and most exotic horses in the world, not to mention it dates back thousands of years, giving it a history that most other horse breeds simply don't have. Originally bred in Turkmenistan, its lean build is a result of the harsh conditions where food and water were scarce, and where it had to endure extreme climates. Even an average Akhal-Teke can sell for $35,000. Number 14. Dutch Warmblood. I've seen some strange horse names in my life, but I'm nowhere near done with them. Calling a horse warmblood, well, of course, it's warm-blooded. It's a mammal, and mammals are always warm-blooded. But Dutch Warmblood isn't the name of a single horse. It's the name of a breed, one considered medium-sized among horses. While this doesn't make it the best racing horse, it has a solid place in other equestrian competitions, such as dressage and show jumping. You know, those competitions where dogs go through obstacle courses? Well, it's kind of like that, but for horses. And apparently, they're really good at it. And if that doesn't work out for them, they also make great carriage horses. The reason they excel in these areas is due to their build. They are well proportioned and highly attractive. And just so you don't think I'm exaggerating about how great these horses are, those are their words, not mine. Not only have they won countless dressage competitions, but they've also earned Olympic medals. The price of a Dutch Warmblood varies, but you can easily find one for around $25,000 or more. Number 13. The French horse. Selling the idea of friends, and now a French horse, which, by the way, isn't exactly known for running super fast, alongside a surrender joke is just a stereotype, and you should be ashamed for even thinking that. In reality, the French horse is known as the Selle Français, French saddle horse, and is actually a relatively recent breed compared to others on this list. It was developed in the 19th century in Normandy, which, hopefully, everyone knows as the site of D-Day. But here's the twist with this horse. Unlike many others on this list, it is not a purebred nor an elite racing horse. Instead, it's a mix of native stallions and mares, and for a time, it was even known as a half-breed horse due to its mixed lineage. Eventually, though, all these horses were grouped together and officially designated as Selle Français. So, why merge all these horses? Well, apparently, the French wanted a breed suited for both sports and leisure, so they created this horse. But honestly, who can ever truly understand the French? That said, the French go to great lengths to train these horses to be something special, and as a result, even a basic Selle Français can cost up to $47,000. Even a simpler one can still fetch around $17,000. They're not exactly budget-friendly horses. Number 12. The Andalusian horse. I've shared a lot of history when it comes to various horse breeds, but when it comes to the Andalusian, many agree it's the literal interpretation of the grandfather of all horses. Of course, it's not the first horse species, but imagine the history if it were. It's said to be the greatest genetic influencer of all modern horses, showing just how much influence the Andalusian clearly holds. No surprise that they make great competition horses, especially in the world of dressage. And let's not forget, they're said to be extremely beautiful, with a rhythmic gait, something you don't hear about often. Now, in a bit of a twist, if you want to search for the exact origin of this horse, you might find yourself out of luck, simply because this horse is so ancient that its roots can't be traced. It's so old. And because of this ancient history, many argue over where it came from and how it became such a major influence on modern horses today. And, oh, if you want one of these horses, and I wouldn't blame you if you do, you'll need to spend around $20,000 or more to acquire one. Number 11. The American Standardbred Horse. When you hear the term American Standardbred horse, you might assume this is a common horse. You know, a standard breed, useful, but not necessarily exceptional. But the name proves that there's more to this horse than meets the eye. It breaks the stereotype mainly because it was an American breed created for racing, and it's really good at it too. Additionally, if you need another reason to like this horse, it's said to possess great beauty, personality, speed, and agility, making it a breed that many prefer for those reasons. Interestingly, although it's a standardbred horse, it's much more than just that. The American Standardbred breed didn't start with an American horse, and in fact, not too different from the United States itself, it began with English horses. They imported an English horse and used it to produce offspring, then crossed those descendants with other types of horses until the American Standardbred was created. Without a doubt, the best feature of this horse is its personality. It doesn't mind relaxing and actually loves spending time with its owners. This is a horse with which you can truly become friends, and that's certainly appealing. Number 10. The Oldenburg horse. The Oldenburg horse has an origin that dates back to a breed similar to one we've already discussed, the Warmblood. However, this one isn't a Dutch creation, but rather a German one, and it has a very interesting history in terms of how it evolved from what it was to what it became. If you look at its history, it began as a common plow horse. It was small, compact, and capable of getting the job done, but it was later bred to be more of a racehorse, which made it grow and become stronger, making it perfect for the competitions it was suited for. This shows how important horse breeding is, as it can break DNA patterns and create something more special. Due to the history and elegance of the Oldenburg, the price of this horse is likely much more than you might think. For example, a basic Oldenburg can be purchased for around $5,000, but if you go to an auction to acquire the best specimens, one of these horses was sold for a whopping $382,000 in 2020. Number 9. The Hanoverian horse. Somewhat ironically, we have another German horse, also a Warmblood, and this time it's the Hanoverian horse. Unlike the previous horse, this one is more well known as a riding horse, and apparently it's world famous. But who would have thought? When it comes to Warmblood species, the Hanoverian is one of the oldest, dating back to the 16th century. But wait, there's more. It is widely believed that the true creator of this breed was none other than King George II of England. Talk about royal breeding. In keeping with the king's reasoning, the horse was initially used for military purposes, as cavalry units were obviously huge at the time. Over time, and with further breeding, it evolved into a competition and riding horse. The highest price ever recorded for a Hanoverian horse was $1,125,000 for the horse Lemony's Nicket in 2008. So we could say someone paid a king's ransom for it. Number 8. The American Quarter Horse. Now we're back in the United States, but this time talking about one of the most famous breeds the country has ever produced, the American Quarter Horse. While many horses are known for their qualities, and that's the point, the American Quarter Horse is especially loved by many for its positive traits, which is, of course, the main point. But this is a horse that seems to excel in these areas. They are known for being perfect for people of all levels of horsemanship. So whether you're a beginner or an expert, this horse will work well for you. They've been used for racing, riding, ranch work, and even as pets, which, let's be honest, we've all wanted a pet horse at some point in our lives, like last week. Additionally, they are known for having a great build and coming in a variety of colors. The best part, however, is that while many high-end versions of this breed can cost a lot of money, simpler versions can be bought for around $1,000, making it a great choice for those who want a good horse but are on a limited budget. Number 7. The Holsteiner horse. Now, looking at this name, we can probably guess where this breed comes from, and if you guessed Germany, you're correct. But here's the twist. This breed is one of the oldest Germany has ever produced, and as a result, it is one of the most respected. However, it's also a breed that's specifically known for sports purposes. But why is that? Well, because they are agile horses, something that these sports clearly require, and they have a steady and reliable disposition. One of the reasons this is such an ancient breed is that the breeding process started more than 700 years ago in northern Germany. Oh, and here's a fun fact. The people who started breeding these horses were actually monks. No, seriously, they bred them to help with agriculture around the monasteries, and also to be ready to mount and ride into battle if needed. So, you know, warrior monks, pretty badass. Eventually, they began to gain popularity, and because of their characteristics, their role shifted, even being appreciated by a certain Spanish king. If you want one, it will cost you, with some of the most expensive bloodlines valued at around $30,000. Number 6. The Trakehner horse. Now let's talk about the Trakehner horse, which is known for its athleticism. It's said to be easy to train and excels in many sports that horses participate in, and when you have a quick learner that performs exceptionally well, it can become popular and expensive. The word prodigy comes to mind for this breed of horse. Additionally, it's said to have a balanced nature, making it perfect for all types of riders, especially those who might not be exactly balanced themselves. After their competition days, they can be used to train the next generation of riders, helping to hone their skills before they're handed over to a horse more suited to their breed. The interesting thing about this horse, however, is that while the breed was originally created in East Prussia, events like World War II led to the relocation of its breeding to different parts of the world, including North America. Most Trakehner horses are priced around $15,000 or more. Number 5. Gypsy Vanner. There are many types of horses considered beautiful in one way or another, but when it comes to the Gypsy Vanner, most people say these are some of the most beautiful horses in the world, and that's quite a compliment. Have you considered some of the horse breeds out there? If you're curious about the name, it's quite self-explanatory. These horses were originally bred to pull gypsy carts without much trouble, but nowadays, they are the queens of beauty in the horse world, with coats that truly shine. More and more people are discovering these horses every day. Thanks to their temperament, good examples are known to be excellent riding horses as well. Not much different from other horses I've mentioned, they enjoy being around people, which makes sense since they were originally used by gypsies and their families. As for the cost of this horse, you can find one ranging from $4,000 to $30,000. Number 4. Shire Horse. The Shire Horse is a British breed and is actually one of the largest horse breeds in the world today, which means hobbits wouldn't be able to ride these horses. Like many horses, their purposes have changed over the years. Due to their immense size, they were originally used as war horses, capable of carrying knights in heavy armor into battle. But nowadays, they are more commonly used for work and riding. If you search for records of the largest horse, you'll most likely find the Shire Horse, and that says a lot about them. However, their numbers have decreased over the years, and because of that, they have a price starting at $20,000. Number 3. Morgan Horse. The Morgan horse is a horse with a specific purpose. It was bred for agricultural work in the 1700s. A man named Justin Morgan decided to breed a horse breed and achieved great results. The horse he had wasn't the biggest, but it was certainly athletic, so much so that his horse, which founded the breed, managed to outrun larger horses in New York. You can be sure these horses were also bred for success. The Morgan horse has compact bodies, but they are refined in a way that makes them incredible. Equally impressive is the price. If you get one when it's very young, you might not have to pay more than $1,000, but if you get an adult mare, the price can go up to over $4,000. Number 2. Mustang. Now, a horse that is so legendary and epic it earned the honor of being the name of a beloved car, the Mustang. The Mustang, in many ways, is symbolic of America at various points in its history, for better or for worse, as this horse was wild and roamed the American West. Seeing the powerful herds of Mustangs and being among the fields and hills of the country was something truly impressive, until people acted foolishly and decided to exterminate them. There used to be millions of these horses in the world, and now there are only tens of thousands. Humanity in action. That said, the Mustang is a powerful horse with an unmatched spirit. Many people may insult the breed for not being exactly pure, but it has fire and pure spirit running through its veins, and Mustangs are some of the best racing horses of all, including the legendary Hidalgo. The best part is that if you want a Mustang, it can sometimes cost only a few $100s, but if it has the right bloodlines, that price can increase considerably. Number 1. The Appaloosa, another horse breed with spots. The Appaloosa comes from Native American tribes who personally helped breed these horses. Specifically, it was the Nez Perce natives who brought this horse to prominence, but it wasn't exactly how you might imagine. You see, they bred the horses, and then a group of people called Americans arrived and took the tribe's land, seemingly making the Appaloosa breed disappear. Fortunately, however, the horse breed wasn't exactly extinct, and the modern version of the horse is what you see today, especially in Idaho. Not only do they love the horse, but they also respect it in many ways, including having one of the largest horse registries in the world for this breed. Unlike other horses on my list, the Appaloosa is not a horse you can just pick up and have. It has a temperament that makes it a bit difficult to handle and can also have a number of health issues. Add the fact that it can sometimes cost $10,000 or more, and you may want to think twice before choosing this horse as your first option. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Don't forget to check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.